What is up, guys? TZ here, another MLB The Show 17 video, and today I'm going to be going over hitting tips to make you a better hitter. And now, I'm not the best player out there by any means, but I consider myself pretty good at the game, and I think I can give you guys some tips to kind of help you improve your hitting and hopefully win more games. So getting into it right now, we're just in practice mode. My first tip for you guys is something that has really helped me, is move your PCI before the pitch near the release point. So if it's a lefty, you move it out there. If it's a righty, you do the opposite. It really helps you track the pitch better, in my opinion, and kind of get your PCI on the ball. As you see, I missed that one, but I'll do it one more time here. So I move it out a little bit like there, and swing the bat. It's definitely something that's really helped me out. I would highly suggest trying it out. Everyone kind of has their own little thing. I like to do that most of the time. Sometimes I'll move in other spots if I'm really sitting on a pitch, but for the most part, I do that. Now, my next two tips for you kind of go together. These next two tips are more mental. The first one is know when to be aggressive and know when to take. This is a lot easier said than done, but kind of it goes along with my next tip, which is, how is that a flyout? Look how perfectly that ball is squared up. Sorry about that. But it goes along with my next tip, which is know your opponent's tendencies and how he likes to pitch. So you really got to know when you should be up there looking to hack and when you should be up there kind of taking pitches, being very selective. If they're throwing a ton of balls, obviously you want to be a little more selective. If they're pounding the strike zone, don't be afraid to just go up there and just grip and rip it. You know, you don't have to take. There's no real advantage to taking if you're getting hits. So, you know, definitely know their tendencies, know how they like to pitch you, and that goes farther than just, you know, kind of taking and being aggressive. That goes into like when you want to sit on a pitch, like you think they're going to come with the cutter in, or you think they're going with the slider. You kind of got to be one step ahead of your opponent. You might play some guys in line and they're just crushing everything, and the reason for that is probably because they know what you're going to throw before you even press the button. And that's how you can really give yourself a big advantage as well. That was confusing. But kind of by knowing the pitcher's tendencies and knowing your opponent's tendencies, what they like to do in certain counts, in certain situations, with certain pitchers, just all of that stuff, you got to be thinking the whole time. It'll really help you out, and it'll definitely help you improve your hitting, score more runs, and hopefully win more games. So now that those two kind of go together, they're kind of more mental. Always be aware of it. Just always be aware. Trust me, it'll help you out a ton. My next tip for you is don't drop your PCI too low. It's really tough to do, but you probably notice you'll pop up a lot of low pitches, and that's because, myself included, it's really easy when you see a low pitch to just jam it down like this, and it'll end up being right above your PCI and you'll pop it up. So you'll be up here if it's a low pitch. I mean, obviously I swung too early, but also a lot of times it says you can only go down this far, but it seems like you can go down a little farther if you're doing it in pitch. So like right there, that pitch is obviously below the zone, but it's really tough not to do, and it takes a lot of practice. You kind of got to be a little gentle with it, so you don't want to jam it all the way down. You're probably, depending on where the pitch is, you kind of want to get it down to like here. It's really tough to do. It definitely takes some practice, but it'll help you hit those low pitches. I'm still not great at it. I still pop up low pitches all the time. So definitely just try to do that when you're in practice mode or you're playing versus CPU or something. Just try not to drop your, oh my god, that ball is crushed. Just try not to drop your PCI too low, as that's why you're probably popping up a lot of the low pitches if that's happening to you. My next tip is always look at your opponent's pitches. So whenever they bring in a new pitcher, or if you just every once in a while, if you forget, just look at their pitches, know what they have. You know, it's really easy just to kind of get up there and forget to do it, and then you get surprised. But always look at their pitches. Always, you know, different pitchers obviously have different pitches, and then you got to think, what are they going to try to do with these pitches? Now, I have a righty up, I see a lefty on the mound. I'm thinking he's going to try to go cutter in, change up down and away, and sinker away. Those are the three pitches I'm worried most about. The curve, I think I can hit. I don't really have to worry about it. I'll react to it. And the fastball, I think I can hit without worrying about it. I'm looking at those other three pitches, and those are the ones that I'm really going to be worried about, and I'll react to the other ones. So look at your opponent's pitches, and then think, what are they going to do with those pitches? This, again, goes back to the mental aspect, which is kind of cool about MLB, is it's just like real baseball. You always got to be thinking. But anyway, moving on to my next tip, as I swing at a terrible pitch, it's to loosen your thumb. I like to move it around before the pitch, kind of like this, and then I'll move it up here. The reason for that is because the looser your thumb is, the quicker you'll be able to move your PCI, and the quicker you're able to move your PCI, the better it is for you. So yeah, definitely, sometimes I'll go like this. Just move it around a little, keep your thumb loose, Don't just be sitting there all stiff, or you're gonna probably have a tough time. My next tip is know your the opponent's pitcher's weakness. So this could be a variety of different things. Like when I see a guy like Nate Jones on the hill, I know his I guess it's not a windup, it's a stretch. It's kind of tough to time, so I know my opponent is gonna probably throw a lot of balls, so I'm gonna take more than usual. Same thing with a guy like Chapman. I know his control is not great, especially when I see that silver rookie one. I'm taking. I'm probably taking until I get a strike, unless this guy is just peppering strikes right down the middle. There's other guys, like, know if a guy doesn't have a changeup, so you don't have to sit on that. That again goes to looking at the pitches, but know what their weakness is. Know, oh, this guy can't really pitch me away because he doesn't have the pitches to do so, so I'm just going to sit in the whole time. So again, going back to looking at their pitches, look at how their stats are. Do they have shitty control? Do they have shitty per 9, so you're going to get a big PCI, and you can just go up there hacking, you know, stuff like that. So definitely not only look at their pitches, but look at their stats too. A lot of guys, you probably know their stats because you're probably seeing the same relievers over and over and over again. But definitely look at that. It'll help you, again, be a better mental player, which in turn will make you a better hitter. Now, finally, this is my last tip. I had about 8 tips, I think, for you guys. And this is one that's brand new since post-patch, and that's power swinging. Like, this may sound like something easy and simple, and you might already do it. But before these, like, the last patch or two, whenever it was when they toned out hitting, I would never power swing. I did not think it was necessary. All it did was really reduce your PCI, and I didn't think it helped at all. But now I found myself power swinging a lot more, and I'm having a lot more success with it. So if my PCI is big enough, I'm not doing it guys with tiny PCI, but if I got a guy with a big PCI and he's got some pop in his bat, I'm power swinging like first 2 pitches or first 2 strikes. Even though, like, you see even right here, my PCI is still plenty big, and it's really tough to put balls out now without power swing, so I would highly recommend it. I'm using Chris Bryant right now, and you see power swing, and we put that one out. I think that's only our second home run in the game. It's the first ball we power swung and hit. So it might sound simple, and it might sound, you know, easy, but look to do that. Trust me, it was something I would not have recommended before these last 2 patches, but now it's something I highly recommend. So I hope these tips helped you out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. I can help you out if there's anything you're struggling with. Again, I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good at the game. I've made World Series all 3 times, which I know isn't as impressive this year because it seems like a lot of people make World Series. It used to be a lot more exclusive. But I think I can help a lot of people out. And if you need any help, please be sure to let me know. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button, as it helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.